Yo, you already know who it is. Bramigos Podcast. And we are back again with the show. Weekly episode. You already know that we're here. We gotta talk Wilder, Big Bang Zhang, Islam Poirier, Kevin Holland, Google, save. Please, me and Rob are pleading with y'all. Save inside the NBA. Jorge Lopez, you know what you did. I want to talk a little Barry Bonds, LeBron James Jr. What the hell is wrong with you, boy? And NBA Finals preview. Me and Rob are going to talk about all of that today, right now. Bramigos Podcast.
Bruh.
Rob,
What up?
Walter, Big Bang Zhang. Big Bang came in 68 pounds heavier off rip than Wilder. And I remember thinking Wilder hasn't been performing too well. He hasn't been performing too well. And I was like, look, maybe he might put on a solid performance today. He has something to fight for. He could say, hey man, I'm gonna beat this guy who's rising the ranks and he's putting people down with the big power, and I can go back at Anthony Joshua. I can finally get my matchup. All that shit got thrown out the goddamn window. That shit is gone. I don't even think that's a reality right now. For all of you, I hope that you watch some of that, or at least TikTok, Google the clip, something. Butted boy spent it boy around, and the comments, Rob, the comments. I've seen so many comments to the Zab Judah remarks, and he turned around and asked the referee about his extended warranty and everything that I could see in the comment section about this knockout.
Shit.
And then to see him fall flat on his back and just lay there, I was like, damn. Deontay Wilder really do got some chicken ass legs, man. He couldn't even keep them shits up under there, man. No wonder he be having issue. But it
was just going.
Just going. It was a fight that Big Bang Zhang is definitely going to move up, and I think he's going to be definitely a heavyweight contender now. I don't know who's next in line for him. I'm thinking that he's going to try to chase Anthony Joshua or somebody like that. But Deontay Wilder. Oh, you know, till this day, that will forever be his meme, and the internet is gonna figure out how to use this against him. Till this day.
Oh, absolutely.
Till this day, and it's gonna be hilarious, and I am ready for it every second of it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. What did you think seeing him get knocked out, Rob?
Shit was funny. Like I mean, you know, your heart, and you want to stay away from basically making fun of a black man on the highest stage of your athleticism, all that shit. But that shit was like Big Bang Zhang ain't got no hair. Like that man is balding. He's 41 years old from somewhere China. Like dog. Like he got beat by somebody's like uncle, dog. Like it's sad to see. Like you gotta think, because like Deontay Wilder went from like the bronze bomber, the guy that basically everybody wanted to see in all of these fights, and now he's the guy that basically just keeps getting knocked out or keeps getting just run him up because he ain't basically learned the rules. He basically was like, his whole fighting style was, I'm gonna hit you as hard as I can, and when I'm done hitting you as hard as I can, I'm gonna keep hitting you as hard as I can. I'm gonna do that shit again. And it's like, it just hadn't worked. And it hadn't worked out. But it's sad that it's gotten to this point, and it's sad that he basically, it's just sad, dog. Like I don't know a good way of putting it. It's just sad.
Bro, what makes it so sad to me is the fact of I knew he was never a technical boxer, but you
Mm,
knew he had TNT in his hands, and it
right,
made the fight exciting because
right.
I remember whenever he was fighting Luis one night, Luis was teeing him up, and then bam, and he ended the fight, and it was like
Mm,
this dude always, you can never count him out the fight. And last night, I think whenever Bing Bang went to work on him in like the second round, I was like, he gotta be loading up a shot somewhere to try to get him the hell up off of him. And the giant kung fu hustle man put it on him last night, man. He put it on him, and there's nothing that he could do. He had to take a loss. And all hats off to Big Bang, and he's to say that guy's 41 years old and he's boxing like that, and
right.
he's still knocking people out and doing his thing. That should show you he's the real deal. At 41, I don't think we've saw too many fighters like maybe Larry Holmes, Foreman, and
Mike, yeah, Foreman, yeah.
yeah, and people like that fight. Cause let's see, Mike is 57 now. I think his last fight was in '06. So you're looking at 18 years. He was still like, yeah, he was under 40. So you looking at it and it's like, dog, this dude is 41 and he's out here banging people up. And not to be sound a little racial, but he's a 41-year-old, six something Asian guy who throws punches that look like they could be padded by marshmallows, but apparently they like two slow rolling wrecking balls and just banging
Yeah.
people up,
And,
bro.
and real talk, I gotta be fair. Deontay Wilder is 38, but it's
Yeah,
still to the point of you getting beat by a cat that was not where you were. Like Deontay Wilder was heavyweight champ contender. Like he's the dude that was supposed to be anointed and supposed to be the guy that take the sport as the top American boxer that was gonna basically rule of all. And he got his neck licked in front of company. He got just straight up just beaten down by like Fury. Like none of it has basically come to fruition.
yeah,
None of it.
and it's been bad. It has definitely been bad for him. I do hope that if he decides to retire, he goes out on a better note than this, or he tries to get him a rematch or something like that, and hopefully comes in prepared and ready to actually fight versus what went down last night. But all hats off, Big Bang Zhang moving on. He's gonna probably be fighting
Absolutely.
again soon. That dude is really the truth. So Rob, you
But
know, my my Louisiana heart was hurt just a little bit, just a little bit last night.
that DDP hurt your heart, dog.
Yeah, 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 just a little bit. But he did his thing. It went 5 rounds. He did get submitted. Islam, all hats off to you. Terrific
Absolutely.
fight. Terrific fight.
Yes. Yes.
Terrific fight. I just wanted my boy to win. That's Louisiana in the building. That Lafayette right up the road from me. I was like, man, I said he got this, and we there, and we can do this, and we lost, but I'm hurt, but I'm proud though. I'm
Yeah.
proud he got in there. That was a masterful lightweight fight at UFC 302. Uh, just it's so much to be said about that. Like I can't lie, UFC been on point with some of these matches lately. Some of these good. It's been a lot of good matchups to me. He did get, you know, he did do his thing. He wasn't on his takedown shit last night. I felt like he should have been a little bit better on his takedowns and whatnot. But it went to 5 rounds. He wound up getting submitted. It's like I said, I'm a little hurt. I'm a little hurt, but I'm gonna be all right. We gonna bounce back.
You gonna make it back, bro?
Yeah, we gonna make it back. We gonna make it back. We gonna make it back. We gonna figure out how to get this back, Dustin. We're gonna figure out
Yeah.
how to get this back. Okay, we're gonna figure out how to get this back. But
So what I say, and I know if you're pushing it to me.
yeah, I'm pushing it over.
So what I would say is that I was like, I didn't think he had a chance. Like Islam has basically been like just kind of like Habib, where he's just overpowering. Just
Yes.
he basically gets people and he just controls them in a way that you don't see, great professional fighters do against other great professional fighters. Important Dustin Poirier is that. And absolutely Dustin Poirier, absolute hey, my hat's off to you, bro. Like I say DDP because Dustin died in Poirier, but and I like saying DDP, so self high five, bang. Shout
Bang.
out to DDP. But like he absolutely, as you saw in the first round, basically Islam took him down, had him down. You thought, okay, this is how the fight's gonna be. It's gonna be him controlling the fight. It's gonna be boring, whatever. And Dustin Poirier fought back, fought out, basically had him stand up. He was actually hitting some really nice
Yeah.
shots to him too for like 3 good rounds. And it was just like that last round, he just got him. He didn't want to end up, like somebody we about to talk about. In that armbar. So it's like it or he got choked out, but
Yeah.
in the guillotine. But like it was just like, dog, he fought a fucking hard ass fight. So and against basically a guy that is absolutely dominant,
Yeah.
possibly the pound for pound best fighter in UFC right now. Like, hats off to you, Dustin Poirier. I think you still made Louisiana proud. Even if that is your last fight, that's your last fight. But nah, man, like my hats off to you. You absolutely fought a great fight, dog. I absolutely love
Yeah.
it.
Islam is just like a Russian machine at 5'10". He's like 150 pound, 154 pound Terminator, bro. The guy he's gonna dominate you physically, and it just speaks to his style, like his sambo mixed martial arts. The guy is great at what he does, bro. He's just terrifically great at what he does. But there's also like other another fight that we want to talk about on the card a little bit, Rob. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go ahead and throw you that alley oop over there.
Go backwards.
Yeah. But
Kevin Holland, my dog. I got let's talk about you right quick. So if you guys didn't see, Kevin Holland fought a guy with a bunch of consonants in his name, and it was a nice fight and everything like that.
right.
Got to the point where Kevin Holland got him in an armbar,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty deep. Like at first, you saw that guy with the consonants. Basically, he was gonna get out. It seemed like he was gonna get out, and then he got him down, flipped him over, boom, had the arm because it got the folks that have done combatives and everything like that. With the arm bar, you want to get the elbow basically vertical. You want to get the arm like this. Like I see it in the video. You want to get the arm straight up
Right.
because you want to basically be able to crack that, elbow if you need to. Because if you're in that situation, you really want to disable your opponent, as best as possible. And so he got him up. He had the elbow up and everything. And you could see like he's looking at Herb Dean and he's like, "Hey, dog, I'm gonna get him. Better have him tap, or you gonna stop this fight. I'm gonna break his arm." So I got him down, and he was trying. Guy with consonants was trying, and he's like, "All right, told you." And that shit, you could see it snap,
Ooh.
and like, dude still was trying to fight. And credit to y'all UFC cats, cause y'all motherfuckers would be fighting through bullet wounds if y'all could. Like, I was just like, my G, just stop. He got you dead to rights.
Dead.
Boom. So he broke his arm, and yeah, won the fight by technical submission. All that. But after the fight, he went to a person that was out in the crowd, that was out there, that was getting all the adulation and all that bullshit. And he went to Donald Trump. He went to basically him and was like, basically I guess giving him like whatever. But yeah, like he went from breaking arms to breaking hearts, dog. Because I'm just like, dog, why are you going to this man? Now, granted, like UFC cats, all of them were basically like, kind of trying to dap him up and show love, which that's just who they are. Like I've been under the notion that these cats are basically Trump supporting cats for whatever reasons they got to support dude. Because Aviv basically went to dude, Dana White was already right by him because he's been his whatever for like the longest. So like
Yeah.
I'm already full aware how these cats roll, and they're all a bunch of conspiracy theorists, right wing whatevers. And so it didn't surprise me. It didn't after initial shock, it didn't surprise me because it was just like this is who they are.
Pretty much.
And all of them. It ain't really like, oh man, well he a brother, maybe he's nah man, them too. Him too. For whatever his reasons are, him too. Because he didn't have to do that. But hey, shout out to you, Kevin Holland. You did it in the ring. Disappointed outside the ring. But hey, good on you, buddy.
Yeah. But he definitely he snapped the hell up out of that arm, dog. I did.
My nigga.
Bruh. Look, Herb Dean, you gotta foresee the future sometimes and be like, hey dog, I just
Oh,
need you to give up.
oh. Like, you gotta be like, hey man, look, he got you. He got you. He got
Yeah.
ah.
Granted, if it would have been more of a struggle and he didn't have him that extended, I could understand holding on to this. But dog,
He was trying. He was absolutely trying. You could see like he was trying to get that arm over to try and break that grip. So basically, he could get and stand up or just get his arm out, period. But Holland had it and Holland broke it. That's
oh
it.
yeah, bro, it was over for him though. It was over for him. But we're gonna move on from our UFC rant and boxing rant. Google, please help us. Please save inside the NBA for us. Please save this, Rob. Let them know. Let them know we're trying to get this saved.
We are at almost 0 hour. Now, granted, next year is gonna be the seemingly last season of Inside the NBA.
Yep.
And I've had theories where basically I could see it. I could see part of it being that, like, say, some of them don't want to come back because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Kenny has made his money. He's been on Inside the NBA for a very long time. Charles basically has had oodles and oodles of money between Inside the NBA, Capital One, NCAA tournament, all that. Shaq always, selling everything, so he's super rich.
Everything.
EJ, that he's been around Turner for absolutely every time. I can see them all basically being like, "Hey man, look, if this thing ends, I'm good," and they're keeping it up for us, the kids. No, but like Google, if you can, in your heart of hearts, in your power to be, please save our baby. Please save Inside the NBA because
Save it.
I need yeah. And we ain't really got too many teams that's been together that or any, like because like I do like the ESPN team of what I don't even know if they'd even still combine them anymore, but Chinny Ogumake, what's her name that y'all don't like? Malika Andrews, um Kendrick Perkins, and Richard Jefferson. All of them absolutely. I love that mixture of team. Like, and you could throw in Monica McNutt and like
Yeah.
those cats. Like, they are absolutely great. But I don't really see them as often on these games as they usually have Mike Wilbon, which he's just I don't like. I personally don't care for Mike Wilbon.
No.
When it comes to like the shows, he's cool. Pardon the interruption, but like I
Yeah,
don't
but
care for him on the
yeah,
shows.
not on that. Not on that. He doesn't need to be there.
No, no, no. And then old boy from the Warriors, which I Joe Lacob. Yeah, the old GM. Like uh I'm not really he's cool at times, but it's just like I have my preference. Either way, Inside the NBA has been an absolutely great show. I will hate to see it actually go away forever. Granted, like all those cats have basically been around for forever. They might just be like, "Hey, I'm good," which I understand. So if that is the case, and I would basically be like, "Hey, man, look, y'all did great. We'll see for the next folks that's gonna be out here." I don't want Draymond. Like even though I love Draymond most of the time with certain, but with other things, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But he ain't that good on inside the NBA. He's cool. He just has too rough, and he's too rough for no reason. Like Shaq can be rough, but Shaq is like he's just so damn sensitive.
Yeah.
Draymond's just rough and just he don't he tries to be the square cog in a round hole a lot, and it's just not worth it. But yeah, man, look, y'all got all the money, Google. Y'all can make a YouTube TV exclusive. I don't care. I got the shit. But please save Inside the NBA.
Save it.
We need it. We need it. Y'all got the money. Amazon gonna try to probably get it too. Charles already talked about basically taking the Inside the NBA or just like taking all the folks from it, getting a new studio, and then just getting sponsors. Somebody's gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna want that show to live.
Yeah.
Hell, NBA TV. Well, NBA TV probably they might
Mm-mm.
be like, nah,
They're
wanna
not gonna
do
go
that.
in on that, Rob. I don't
They
think they're gonna go in on
because the thing with Inside the NBA that makes it so great is that they just basically do whatever it is that they want, and that's usually counter to the NBA and what they trying to do too. But please Google, just save our baby, save our baby, save our baby.
Now, I will say this real quick. The one positive thing that you do have to look forward to is if Draymond's behind a counter booth, bro, you ain't got to worry about him kicking nobody in the nuts. You know, he gonna hit counter first.
Yet, I'm just saying, like it's gonna be a yet because I don't trust him. Like I don't know. Like I don't think he's doing anything outside the court like violent. So let me just start there. But also, he's done too many things inside the court that have been violent for no reason, and he doesn't seem like there's any remorse on him. Like he seemed like when he talked about it on Shaq's podcast, like it seemed like he was like, "Man, Rudy Gobert just tripping." It's like, nigga, you choked him for no reason. Like, yes, he got into it with your teammate, but you like, oh, I'm gonna get you now. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all at work. Like, come on.
Draymond is the perfect example of it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Did you die? Like,
Did
no,
you die?
motherfucker, but still.
He's like, did you die? Yeah, no, but well, you know, it wasn't that bad. He's like, that's not the point.
That's not what we talking about.
I'm telling you, that's the real live version of it. Wasn't that bad? It's like, dog, I know you know what you did. Like, come on, man. That's just him. That is just him. Maybe I don't know. We can only hope that he matures as all his gray hairedness comes in. Now, also shuttling on, I saw that there's a certain baseball player that you wanna, address an issue with what's going on, and then I have one after that. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna talk about chores first.
It is baseball time.
Yeah.
Do not adjust your screen. Do not walk away from this video. We talking about some baseball right now. But what we want to talk about, to me, as far as like what I want to talk about right now, is more of a baseball topic, but it's a larger societal issue. I've actually been talking about it actually bad issue for a while. So if you guys haven't watched, Jorge Lopez, who is now formerly of the New York Mets, had a bad outing and or had a bad day and essentially threw his glove into the stands. Now, granted, that's not that big of a deal. He threw his glove to the stands. People took pictures with it, all that stuff. After that, he was in his locker room or in the clubhouse, and they were talking to him about what happened and everything like that. And he said, without his translator, which I guess I've heard is mandated by the Players Association. Without his translator, he said what was interpreted as I'm on the worst team in all of baseball. At that time.
Hold on, time out, Rob. I just want to go ahead and clear that up. What I heard, he says, I'm on the worst fucking team in MLB. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Absolutely important correction. I'm on the worst fucking team.
There we go.
But what he clarified it as, because actually there was a reporter that asked, "Hey, did you say you was on the worst team? Were you on the worst team in baseball, or did you say you were on the worst team in baseball?" He said, "Yeah, probably." Like, but it was more of a dejected, kind of tone. But I'm gonna get back to that.
Yeah.
What the clarification that he made, and that others had made before that was, he said that he was the worst teammate. And if you actually listen to what he said, it sounded like he said teammate. Yeah. It sounded like I've been the worst teammate, in baseball. Basically talking about his performance because he was an all-star close. I mean, he was an all-star reliever at one point with the Orioles. But he hadn't had a good time with the Mets. Like ever since going to the Mets, It just hasn't worked. But he clarified it, everything like that. But the problem that I had with it was, as you basically can see, like everything was about, hey, I'm having a bad day, dude. I'm not really feeling this. But it seemed like they were like, hey, you said the worst fucking team, but everybody could hear, like, if you actually listen to what he said, it sounded like teammates.
Yep.
It sounded like team, it sounded like teammate. And so, but everybody ran with, even after the clarification, and even after it's like he said worst fucking team, and it was more like predatory. It was like, we're gonna do this for clicks because the Mets are really bad, which right now they've had a very up and down season. They were bad at first, got good, and then got bad again. But everybody just wants to run with, oh, the Mets are bad. He's saying they're bad. And he's just like, dude, you had me at a really bad day. I got fired right after that.
Yep.
Like, I'm tired. Like, I'm just tired. But it was just like, oh man, but he said it. He said they're the bad. But if you look at how he said it or hear how he said it, it was just like, man, whatever, man. Like basically, if you had a really bad day and somebody's egging you with questions constantly, yeah, man, whatever. It was after a while you just kind of get dejected. But
It
a
should.
lot of people fall back on, he makes a lot of money and everything like that, and that's supposed to basically make him not human. Like, nah, man, the human response would be, fuck, I'm fucking tired. Like, I just had a really bad
Bingo.
day. Everything's not going right. It might be some other stuff going on with his personal life, and he's just like, fuck, like, give a fucking break sometime. And you've seen like Laura Albanese wrote an article about like how basically everything got blown up and got taken out of context and everything like that. And it's just like, look, and it's just like, dog, this guy's having a fucking horrible day. Give him a fucking break. It's like if you see an old woman basically carrying some, groceries. She drops some groceries and you try to pick them up. She's like, no, I'm all right. I'm not gonna just fucking leave. You're gonna be like, hey, let me help you with your
Yep.
groceries. Because you know she needs help. You know that basically she needs help. You know that there's something wrong. But you're not gonna be like, oh, I'll just take your word for it, old lady. I'm just gonna go leave. No, man, you're gonna help the fucking lady out. So when you see basically somebody having a problem, having a bad day, give it a fucking break, man. I get it. Everything is about attention, and attention is currency right now. When it comes to all these articles, all these different stories, everything is about how much attention is being paid to that story. And so if that money has to go somewhere, it's got to go to you, because if it's not going to you, somebody else. But
Yep.
god damn it, this is a human. You gotta start thinking of motherfuckers like human, not just because they got money, but think of them as human because they don't just pay out of basically being a human. Just because I'm getting paid more, or just because somebody's getting paid more, doesn't mean you could treat them less humanely. So
Exactly.
that's really all I try to get at with y'all. It just bothered me. Like, it was just like, because people just wanted to perpetuate, oh, it's the Met story. It's the Met story. It's like, no, man, this is human. This is a guy that basically had a really bad day, got fired, and now has to basically go figure out where he's gonna be. He's probably gonna get picked up by somebody else. Somebody's gonna sign him to a minor league deal sooner or later. Because DFA, you basically get traded, waived, or outright cut. And so basically, right now they're just trying to figure out what's gonna go on. I don't see anybody trade for him. They're gonna wait till he basically clears waivers,
Yep.
and then they're gonna sign him. Somebody's gonna basically sign him sooner or later because he was a good reliever. And any That's the thing with relievers, they get bad, then they get good, and then they get bad again, and then they get good. It just depends on how things go. Everything's correct. That's all I really have.
Yeah. And to like add on to that, he wasn't being terrible. He had like a 3.76 ERA. He had like a
Yeah,
couple saves. His whip was like a 1.3. The dude just had a bad time right now, you know. And with that being said, he's human, and I do feel like that they're picking on him because of the language barrier. And
yeah.
some people be like, but he's X amount of years old. He should look, bro. Some people can't go away from their native tongue that easy. So get over that.
Nah,
Yeah.
English is very hard, and yeah, it's hard to basically grasp it, and it's hard to speak it well.
Some of y'all should know because it's half of you motherfuckers ain't pass English in your regular everyday life. You was born at this bitch. So I don't even want to hear it. So, but I hope that everything does get better for him. I think that he will get picked up by somebody.
Yeah,
Boston, yeah, get on that. We might need that. I'm throwing shameless plugs, bro. I'm throwing shameless plugs. There's no shame
that's
in my game.
really shameless. That damn.
Just throw that one out there. We might need him. But hats off to him. I think he had a bad day and that he will get better. Now, time for me to go ahead and pipe up at you people right now because I have an issue with a lot of you self-righteous ass baseball fans who go against Barry Bonds. And this is just me being angry because I was watching some Barry Bonds videos, scrolling the comment section, and the first thing I see is, yeah, steroid user, yeah, this, yeah, that. Look, half of y'all can't even hit a baseball at 70 miles an hour, let alone 96, 99. Okay. Second, Rob has the stats right there because because I was piping up for y'all. I want to see him I want to see Barry goddamn Lamar Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Why? Not just because of the home runs. Peep the goddamn numbers, okay? The man is the man at 762 home runs. Did it in under 3,000 games and did it in under 10,000 at bats. The man got freaking walked 2,500 plus times and still did this. The man is nice. 2,227 runs. The man has 1,996 RBIs, okay? Then on top of that, if we talking about the big sluggers on the board, he got the most stolen bases of them at 514. Now, some of you may say, well, what does that have to do? I'm going to explain to you what that has to do. Me and Rob looked at it. Pre-steroid accusation. Rob, give them the numbers right now.
2,000 hits, 445 home runs, 1,299 RBIs. Let's round it up 1,300. OPS of 9.6, average 288. He only struck out 11, 12 times, but walked 1430 times. Like 460 stolen bases. This man is a Hall of Famer. This is from 1986 to 1999, so about a 13-year span. This man was fucking phenomenal. Like 445 home runs is gonna get you in the Hall of Fame. 3 MVP titles gonna get you in the Hall of Fame. What was this? 8 Gold Gloves, 7 Silver Sluggers, 8-time All-Star. That's gonna get you in the Hall of Fame for that time period. Like this man was one of the best players for a time. And like if he stopped right at 1999 when basically he was told to have been done doing steroids or started doing steroids, you're talking about, getting inducted in 2004. Yeah, he would have went in with 445 home runs.
Yes.
Like think about that shit. Like this man is an absolute incredible specimen. Like discounting him is you're sounding dumb. Like I try not to basically judge people and everything. No, you sound like a fucking idiot. Like a dumb dumb. Like nah, man, this man was
so
damn good, dog. Like I still just look at his stats. I look at his stats like once a year just to be like, look, he had a 1 OPS for his career.
There you go.
A 1. Like 1, you don't get 1 OPS. Like OPS that is, I would say, 900 or above your Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like straight up just Hall of Fame. 800, like high 800s, like chances are. Depending on what you play. Like man was absolutely incredible. He had 2,500 walks, only 1,500 strikeouts, dog. Hey,
some of y'all have lost y'all ever loving mind whenever y'all say he is not Hall of Fame worthy. If we stop him at 1999, that's not the last 8 seasons he played, okay? We're not even talking about the last 8 seasons where he put on the rest of everything else, okay? The man was dope. he is going in the Hall of Fame with 445 right there at 1999. But he plays another 8 years, finishes with 7 MVPs, 12 Silver Sluggers. Okay, then he goes. Then he goes goddamn Duke Nukem a baseball one year, okay, of 2001 and hits 73 bombs. 73. Then went 46, 45, 45, and then he didn't have a drop off till he had a season he had got hurt. I want to say that was the 05 season. Only played 14 games, then played 130, 126, hit another 26 and 28 home runs, retired after that. Okay? Now, no matter how you cut this, he has the record. He's hit the most. He broke it. We have never proven him to have had steroids in his system. And it's something else. And Rob brought this up. A lot of this shit baseball is testing for, they let them go with this back in the day. They just threw this shit on the list and said, oh, we don't want it no more. It's banned.
Why in particular?
This isn't, it was okay then, but now we're banning it. So no matter how you cut it, and for, I know there's always somebody, but he took steroids. He had a cheat. No, he's not cheating, bro. He still got to hit that ball, bro. He still has to hit the ball, no matter what. It doesn't matter how he does it. And a lot of y'all misconstrue that shit to the umps. Like, you don't realize. Hank Aaron is second to him, 755. Okay, it took Hank Aaron 12,364 at bats to get those 755 home runs, and this man only got walked 1,400 times. Barry Bonds, it took him less at bats, less games, and he got walked 1,100 more times and still beat him. It took less games, cause I know that there's some of y'all out there, the math ain't mathing for you, but I'm gonna help you out. 3,200 is more than 2,986. Less games. He took just, he's a little under 3,000 at bats. 3,000, which is a lot. That's a lot of plate appearances. That's a lot. We talking, if you get 3 in a game, there's 162 games. That's like 500 at bats. Let's say like 5, we're gonna round it off, 500 a season, okay? So you looking at 6 seasons damn near worth at bats. It took less for him to get more. It's incredible. Look,
bring up.
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
Bring up something. Man, like, let's go from the 2000 to 2007 season. That man struck out 373 times. That man had 347 intentional walks. Let me say that one more time. This man had 373 strikeouts in that time period. And had 347 intentional walks. That means he only like struck out 30 some more times that he got actually, like, not just, oh, we mistakenly walked him. Like, he got actually walked in that time almost 1,000, like 996. But like, oh, we can't bat to him. We can't throw to him. Like, that's fucking.
You were afraid to pitch to this man because you didn't want to be a clip on ESPN with what's our boy, God rest his soul, you didn't want Stuart Scott calling your name saying Barry going booyah, Barry takes another one yard. You didn't want to be there, so I'm gonna walk him because this is a primetime game. I'm gonna make sure nobody in the stands gets to see him take a swing, put his ass on base. I'm not gonna be a Stuart Scott clip. Okay? He's not gonna do that to me. That's what people were thinking. For all of y'all who are still against this, go to hell. Just that simple, bro. Just go to hell. Because there's no reason to keep him out. And I do hope that he gets in because he's still eligible for like the veteran voting, huh?
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
he goes
Essentially,
in.
all those steroids cats they're not eligible to be voted, but the Veterans Committee can basically put.
And I hope the Veterans Committee at least puts Barry Bonds in it. I feel like you have to put him in. You have to. I'm gonna get down about my soapbox now because we gotta finish our show. I'm gonna get down about my soapbox, but um, Rob, there's a certain individual who has a son that's coming out of college, and I'm gonna let you address this first, and then I'm gonna chime in. But we want to ask y'all: do you really think right now it's worth taking a risk to draft LeBron James Jr. right now? Go ahead, Rob. Let me. I want to hear what you have to say.
So, as you guys may have seen, Bronny is is said to not be taking workout invitations. So, the draft is coming up June 26th, and it was a report they went out there. LeBron James Jr., Bronny James, is
Mm-hmm.
taking invites from two teams, the Lakers. Let me just pull up LeBron James, Bronny James, or LeBron Ramon James Jr.
Yep.
Flip his stats. He is five for 20 minutes a game for 25 games. 4.8 points. One assist. He is 26% from three, 36% from the field. LeBron James Jr., who the fuck do you think you are to not take any of these workouts? Like, look, I'm a person that's like, I don't really care what people talk about with nepo babies and nepotism and all that. A hookup's a hookup, no matter what way you swing it. But when you are basically aiding yourself into the hookup, when you are not giving yourself the perception that you are getting said hookup because everybody basically wants to have your dad on their team, you are doing yourself a disservice. Because my thing has always been with LeBron James Jr. If he can have an 8-year career, no All Stars, just a solid NBA player, that's all he needs to do. Something where basically he is in the league and is playing decent. That's all I would basically expect him to do. I don't wouldn't expect him to be the best, nowhere near his dad, nowhere near. I would basically expect him just to be a guard in the league,
Mm-hmm.
just there, just a guy that's in the league playing. Do shit like this. Even if people saying, "Hey, your agent is telling you this is what you need to do," your agent. The one thing I've always been under like very confused by is people think that the agent runs the player. The player runs the agent. The player pays the agent to advise them on things. You can have advice. You can be given advice, but you don't not have to follow through with every single thing, every single piece of advice somebody gives you. So LeBron James Jr. could be like, "Hey, I'm getting invites from these other teams. Let me just go ahead and do them." Even if Rich Paul is saying, "Hey, man, you don't need to do this," it's probably in his best interest, in LeBron James Jr.'s best interest, to just go through them because he hasn't shown anything. He's coming off of basically dying
Yes.
last year. He's getting his feet back. He's getting everything back. This is not a great draft.
No.
There's some names that's known: Dalton Connect, Robert Dillingham, the Matas Bucelis, I
Yep.
think, Reed Shepard, Klingon, Sar, like Risiker.
Yeah.
There's a couple French people up top. Like all these cats are not household names. His teammate Isaiah Callier, I remember his name being talked about, but I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Like I'm looking through this ESPN sheet, like of what's best available, who's best available, and I'm keep scrolling, and here's Bronny James at 52.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but still, you get 52 out of what? How many picks in the draft? Like 60. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it could still be to where he's gonna get picked up, but it's also to the point. It's like, dog, what are you doing? You're an undersized guard that basically is now coming into the league. You don't seemingly have any measurables that are off the charts where somebody's gonna look at you like a project. You don't have the skill set to basically outweigh somebody that's already in the league. You didn't really do much in the Pac-12 when there's not much of a Pac-12 to deal with.
At all.
What are you doing? You're not helping yourself. If you're giving yourself the college try, that's going to at least push you to basically see, like, oh shit, like, okay, there is something here. Now you basically Thanasis, dog. Like you are Thanasis Antetokounmpo. You don't want to be the Thanasis Antetokounmpo at 19. Thanasis Antetokounmpo is a hanger on that basically is just somebody that everybody knows is just the victory cigar like Red Auerbach used to do. You don't want to be that, dog. You don't want to be a laughing stock. I don't think you can be a laughing stock. I think you need to go develop. I remember when I saw that you were initially going in the draft, I thought you still have eligibility if you basically like even if you don't get drafted, you can still have
Mm-hmm.
eligibility. It's seemingly you're gonna stay in. You're gonna forego your eligibility. Okay, whatever. Because the thing about it is, even though you're not going to be playing in the NCAA, you can always go to the G League. You could be with a G League Ignite. You could go overseas. You could do other things. Granted, but I think that you needed to basically be amount amongst your people,
Yes.
the 18 and 22-year-olds, versus going against grown men. Because I think that you're not ready for grown man game. I think you're more ready for college game. I think you need to develop yourself in college and go to somewhere, whether it's not USC, whether it's just somewhere else, just something that basically you do could develop yourself amongst your peers and get more confidence amongst your peers, then go and transition on. And granted, I'm not your advisor, I'm not your agent. I'm just looking at it from my perspective, which is an avid basketball watcher.
Yes.
Not even like a great basketball watcher, just somebody that basically sees shit every now and then. But like, I'm looking at you like, dog, you are in no position to basically control negotiations. You are in a position that you need to basically push yourself to where you're not looking at like a nepo baby.
Yes.
I'm just saying, dog, like you did not help yourself with in any way. And God bless you, bro. I don't see how you basically I don't see how you basically help yourself with limiting yourself and making yourself lose.
I feel like he's ruining his chances at being in the NBA because right now he's he's using himself as the bait to pull his dad wherever he's drafted. He's literally being used as bait to be able to partner up with his dad. That's it. And then here's
Yep.
the thing. Here's the part that I don't like about this. By them using him as bait, you know what comes with LeBron James whenever he goes to a team.
Yeah.
If I don't like your coach, I need a new coach. If I don't like how this is run, we need to run this differently. You think that he's not gonna ask for playing time for his son? Well, I'm
Yep.
gonna run point, put Bronny out there with me. We're gonna be fine. Because you're looking at him and you're gonna seek to make him happy. And the
Yep.
fact that he's only fishing for two workouts, Lakers Suns, you know where he's trying to go. LeBron Senior is clearly saying, like, Jeannie, now I'll stay here if you bring my son here with me. Now, granted, if I was going to waste a draft pick this year, it would be this year.
Right.
But I'm gonna throw this out there. If you waste the draft pick on him and he never improves or pans out, and you don't make a playoff run or something while he's there, you will you will look back on this shit and rue the day that you made this decision with LeBron. And I'm going to throw this one out there. My Pelicans, smart move. Because guess what the Pelicans did? The Pelicans kicked them back their draft pick, and they're going to take the next year's draft pick. So that means to me that the front office in New Orleans says, y'all are going to be worse next year. I'll take my chances taking y'all draft pick next year from the Anthony Davis trade instead of this year. Because they deferred and gave them back their pick and said we want next year's pick. So that means New Orleans, who, yes, we got Zion. He's finally been healthy. Thank God. We see something happening that they're going to be bad next year, and we're going to get a higher draft pick. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I am 10 toes in with that shit. This is such a bad thing, and I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna move on after this. You know, bro, LeBron is in that realm with Mike. But if they go through with this stunt, this shit is forever gonna be brought up in that conversation. They're gonna say, fuck them numbers. Mike ain't never do no shit like this to help Marcus and them get on a team somewhere. Mike said, if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. And that was it. And
Yeah.
I promise you, it's the wrong message to send right now, because it's telling him, if your dad is the best, he can make it happen and you can be trash. And I'm not necessarily saying the boy is trash. He's not developed. Rob said it. 4.8 points. He damn near died. And he's going into the draft. And you're denying workouts. You had 10 opportunities. You denied 8. And said, I'm only taking from these 2. Y'all are literally telegraphing what y'all want to happen. Hey, we either staying in LA or we going to Phoenix, and he has to come with us. And that is the most horrible sign. And I promise you, if I'm an NBA GM, I'm gonna be serious. And all in all seriousness, if I'm Pelinka right now, if I'm Pelinka, the head, for the Lakers, the GM, if I'm Rob, I'm walking the fuck away from this job this off season, dog. I'm gonna be dead serious with you. I'm walking off from this job. I don't care. It is not worth it. And people it could be people saying, "Oh man, that's being too." No, dog. I'm walking off from this job. If y'all decide to waste a draft pick because New Orleans kicked us our shit back and had a little mercy on us because they think we're gonna be trash next year, and we waste this, and then I don't know why y'all think LeBron is forever gonna be young. He's not. And the people around him want to get paid too. He's looking for like 50, 60 million. So that means if he wants 50, 60 million, you already got AD. Some of these other guys going to have to get paid. I don't know if you guys paid Austin Reeves yet. You're going to have to pay him. D'Lo's going to be the scapegoat as usual. He's out the door again. And then you still going to need somebody to put with all of this. Because AD is never healthy. He is never freaking healthy. So you think putting aging LeBron on the floor with his son is going to rewind time for him to stay healthy and him be able to push and y'all make a playoff run and then go get a championship with no salary cap money? Make it make sense. Just make it make sense, and I'll look at it and say I can see it or not. But until you make it make sense, I can't see it. I just can't. And I know it's somebody out there. They're gonna be great together. No, they're not. They're not gonna be great together. They're not. Hell, I know it had to be hard for Ken Griffey Sr. whenever he seen how good Junior was gonna be. Shit. Because Junior was
they made it happen.
Yeah. Because Junior was a monster compared to his dad.
Right.
This ain't that situation. It's not. There's not a monster coming behind the dude who played 40,000. If you told me that he was capable of going to get 50,000 points in his career, I'd be like, Lakers, you better sell the guy that give LeBron timeshares and stock and everything else in the city of Los Angeles to make it happen. If you knew his son was that good, I'd say sell him half of the team. I don't care. But it's not happening. It's not. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he's never going to be good. But hindsight right now, this is a bad move. And the same thing for you, Phoenix. You already got goddamn Bradley Beal to deal with. Why we want this too?
It's not just it's a bad deal, it's a desperate deal. And it's like you don't want to, I don't know. It's like I get that sometimes you gotta basically be like, all right, this is what it is, but it's like, dog, like you are fucking that desperate. And granted, LeBron James is the economy. And LeBron James, amongst other things, like if you don't, even if you ain't making the playoffs, it's like he is an economy unto itself. Like, damn, but that damn desperate with the Lakers logo and everything and the history and one of those hard pills to swallow.
Just neither one of y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't set yourself up for failure and make your organization look even better. Well, even worse, because it's not going to look any better. Trust me. Now, our final topic that we must talk on today. You all know, in a few days, Game 1, NBA Finals.
Thursday.
Mavs, Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, we were so ready for this. This is why we saved this for last. I'm going to start off by saying every time the light could flicker against the Celtics, that sucker shined bright. Jimmy Butler, non-contact injury, going down. Joel Embiid, down. Damian Lillard, Giannis, Middleton, down. Jalen Brunson, already with no Julius Randle, down. And then we get to the conference finals. A young team making a lot of mistakes, still making them struggle a little bit. Superstar, down. Whenever you feel like you were going to be faced with adversity, the NBA playoff injury bugs shine their light on Boston to get their ass to the finals right now, okay? And I'm not just saying, oh, it was all that. No, Boston played very well. The team is built very well outside of them not having Kristaps Porzingis in there, which even if he's healthy, I wouldn't bring him back for the finals no matter what. Just don't. You don't want to ruin what's there right now. Rob, who you got? Or what better yet, what do you think is happening with this?
So, as you may know, I am a St. Louis individual. I say that I am a St. Louis individual. I prioritize St. Louis above all. So, as you guys may know, one of the best players in the world right now, Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. He is from the 314 St. Louis, and so I cannot, good conscience, go against. First of all, I hope they both lose. Because I just always not like the Celtics. I haven't liked the Mavericks. I just innately don't. Like I just don't like them. But blood is blood, and St. Louis is blood, and so I say Celtics in 6.
Yeah, Celtics in 6.
Which I like. Y'all might think we sarcastic about this. Like, no, we both are actually very much looking to this. This is going to be actually a really good series between the two really good teams. Just to kind of go get my points off. Like Boston has had a very, very charmed existence throughout this playoffs. When I say they've basically had either they hadn't had to either have the number one score, because I just looked this up for this Miami. My number one scorer was gone within Jimmy Butler,
Go.
so they didn't have to deal with him. Dealt them 4-1. Next series, you had you had the Cleveland Cavaliers
Mm-hmm.
for only what 2 out of the 3 game, or two out of the or 3 out of the 5 games didn't have to deal with their best scorer Donovan Mitchell.
Didn't have to deal.
1-4-1 in Pacer series. Basically, the Pacers started losing the game on their own, even when they had Tyrese Halliburton there. But he went out after game 2. Didn't have to, and he was their number 2 scorer on their team. Swept them. They've had a charmed existence throughout this playoffs, and now they're actually going against a team that, granted, Luka has had some bumps and bruises, but this team has had a great supporting cast and a core that basically is going to be a lot to put on the Celtics. And the Celtics, I don't know if they're ready. Granted, they got time to heal up. All teams have basically had a week to heal up. So now it's going to get to the point where it's going to be some nut cutting time. And
Yes, it is.
like I said, I got Celtics in 6 because 3-1-4 stand up. But outside of that, I don't care about these teams.
So, this is what I'm gonna say. The NBA savant in me says this is Boston's series to win. It shouldn't be an issue. But boy, it's a certain team in 2011 that I feel has reincarnated themselves right now with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic at the helm, Daniel Gafford being a younger Tyson Chandler, and those role players playing. And I'm a hark back to this. That Mavericks team that won that title back then was the definition of we got hot at the right moment. And they rolled. And they beat Kobe. They beat KD. They put paws on people to get through them. Now, granted, Mavericks didn't have to fight Jokic, because that was the one to me that I felt like was going to be the tussle for everybody. You got lucky Minnesota beats them in 7, and then you just fuck up Minnesota. Okay? And Rudy Gobert, side note, give back all 4 of them goddamn trophies. Get him shits back. No, Rob. No, Rob. I ain't letting you write this nigga no excuses today.
Now I gotta pull up defensive stats.
Cause look, I'm gonna give you this. He is a great help side defender. But the one-on-one aspect of him being a defender is not there for him. He ain't he is not making nobody absentee whenever it comes down to icing out the best person. If anything, Luka taught y'all something. 7'2", don't matter how much coordination you got, I just gotta be faster than you. That's it.
But see, here's the thing though, like, because we say this shit with Rudy, and I made the point last episode where it's like it seemed like he got defensive player of the year for like how NFL players get defensive player of the year. Where like if you're the best pass rusher in the league and you get defensive player of the year, you're not expected to cover Tyreek Hill. If you are the best corner in the league, and you've been locking down the Tyreek Hill, you're not expected to basically go pass rush and beat a Trent Williams or something like that. Like it's a very much more like specialized defensive player of the year, and his defensive player of the year was really more about I am the best paint protector in the league. Like I get rebound, his defensive. He has the best defensive win shares in all of the league. Number 2 is
Okay.
Jokic, which I didn't realize. He basically is a player that essentially just controls a specific part of the court and basically holds that down. Now, him basically getting beat by Jokic and Luka is and that being held against him is like, oh, you boxed God and you weren't able to beat God. I thought you could beat God. You're the heavyweight champ. You can just box. There's levels to this shit, and I think that it's like, yeah, like Luka. Who is really stopping Luka? Who is really stopping Jokic? Yes, granted, he won Defensive Player of the Year 3 out of the last 4 years, but it ain't like he gonna beat everybody on defense. Like,
He
it's
ain't
like you
gotta
can't expect
beat
this
him,
man to
no,
be
Rob.
Kawhi.
He ain't gotta beat him. I just need him to put the pause on him and slow him down, which he fails to do one-on-one. I'm gonna throw this out there. Okay, look. Last year
Okay.
was Jaren Jackson. Okay. Jaren Jackson can switch with you out there on the perimeter. He can give you coverage against the good guard. Rudy can't do that. Not to mention, Jaren led the league last year, 3 blocks a game. Terrific defender. Okay. Marcus Smart,
Yep.
year before Jaren, great perimeter defender. You stick him
Yep.
on the offensive guard, he slows him down, he makes him miss shots. He's a super high end 3-and-D dude. Giannis in 2020, shot blocker, super athletic, play the lane, not to mention the offensive juggernaut. Okay? Rudy got the 2 more before that. Draymond got 1 in 17. We all know he's liable to kick you in the nuts. That's just his thing. Okay?
Yep.
Kawhi had the 2 before that. Joakim Noah had 1. Marc Gasol, Tyson Chandler, Dwight 3, Kevin. Now, Kevin, Marcus Camby, Ben Wallace, Meta World Peace, Ryan Artest. It's one thing that stands out to me about those dudes more than Rudy. Rudy's a great shot blocker. I'm not going to take that from him. But all of those other dudes, whenever they need them to go slow down the best person, they ain't got to stop them. You just got to slow them down. They can slow them down. They literally put Rudy. Now, Jokic is a different animal. He fucked you up, Rudy. Okay?
Yeah.
One on he fucking you up. Okay? I'm sorry. I can't write you no ticket on that. The Luka shit, I can kind of write you a ticket because Daniels left you hanging out there. And I remember thinking, if that would have been me, I'd have got my respect in that locker room because I'd have slapped the shit about him. Whenever we would have gotten back there, I'd have said, you saw his ass coming over there to pick and put my ass in that shit. Why you ain't help bail me out? That would have been the first thing I'd have told him whenever we would have got back there. But that's besides the point. Luka knew. Luka hit him with the ooh-wop. It looked like Kemba Walker back whenever UConn won. That's the first thing went through my mind. Whenever Luka beat him and put that shot up there, I was like, that was the German. Look, I was like, that was the overseas Kimba move right there. He and bopped your big 7'2" ass and shot. I can't be too mad at you right there. I can't be mad at Daniels for letting you get caught right now on that switch, dude.
That man was like, please, baby.
I'm telling you.
It was one of those things like shit. Like you see like just something about to fall. Shit.
Bro.
Hopefully it don't.
Whenever I saw it coming, I said, hey, bro, I say he's about to get the switch. I say, if I'm Daniels, I'm doing everything in my mind not to let that switch happen because he going at Rudy. And whenever he got the switch, I said, here it go. And whenever Luka said that shit at the end on the interview, he said, oh, I know I'm not that fast. I just got to be faster than you. And I was like, Rudy,
Like,
I get to throw him stale baguettes at his ass on the way out the goddamn arena or something. But it's one of them things where I feel like he has the trophy. I ain't gonna say you got to give him back, Rudy, but you got to improve 1-on-1. You have to. Being the best shot blocker, I understand all of that, but you got exposed fairly well in the past two series because Daniel Gafford even took advantage of him and Carl Anthony Towns because Daniel Gafford was like a young Tyson Chandler in that series, catching them close range lobs from Luka and shit like that. It was awesome to watch that. Now, getting back to what I said, I do believe that Boston should win this because they got the better team on paper for sure. But it's something about this Mavericks team, bro, getting hot, and it's scary. If I'm Joe Mazzulla, I'm probably, if I'm not having nightmares, I'm definitely having nap nightmares, which is like, you take a little nap here, over there, you Dallas. I might be on one of those. You'd be like, I gotta watch out. But they scare me because this team, every time I look at them, I'm like, this is what that team was that year with Dirk. Dirk got hot. Jason Kidd and them was hitting. Tyson Chandler was blocking shots. Barea and them was hitting. Freaking uh Jason Terry. And I'm like, that team at the time wasn't the best roster team. Like, if you look at overall talent, but they got hot. And we all know in sports, Rob, whenever a team get hot, this could mean your ass whenever it come to series time.
Red
And
Sox.
the Giants. The Giants are the perfect example of this. As much as the people love to say Tom Brady is the GOAT, I throw this out there just to spite him. You got beat twice by the man and brother that looks like he picks his own boogers and flicks them at people. That's the dude who beat you twice. And it happened because his team got hot at the right time and they ran through in a wild card spot, made it to the Super Bowl and won. And it's like, how did they get here? They got hot. They got hot. And if I'm Boston and I'm Boston fans, you need your team to lock in right now. They need to lock in. You can't have a bunch of mistakes. You can't have mental faults right now because Luka is a freaking killer and Kyrie is a freaking killer. And they have shown y'all in every series, if one of them start, one of them is going to finish. That last game, whenever they just put out Minnesota, people don't realize Luka had like 17 in the first quarter. He finished with 36. Kyrie wasn't scoring that much of shit in the first half, but he finished with 36. It was two players with 36. It's the ultimate, hey, there's two heads on this monster. I can't tell you what time they're going to bite you now, but at some point, they both going to bite you. And I don't know if it's going to be at the same time or who gonna lunge at you first, but you need to be ready. And I don't know if Boston is ready because, Kyrie may be going there with vengeance on his mind. Remember, they got rid of Kyrie. They said he was bad for the young kids. He wasn't the right person. It was a lot of crap went on with him. And I'm just saying, Rob, if you got a chance to put your foot in the person ass who got rid of you, you gonna take your chance. You gonna say, well, I'm gonna make this shot count right here. And I fear that that's the worst thing that Boston could have to deal with. I feel like that's what they're gonna hit them with, Rob. I'm coming to put my foot in y'all ass. Y'all don't know it yet, cause I'm over here being Kyrie the Muslim and everything else, and in reality, I ain't gotta eat pork. I'm eating beef though. I mean, I'm eating beef when I come to Boston. And it's gonna be a great series though. I know not everybody's interested in this series, but I'm definitely interested in this series. It ain't had to have the big names. Is who it is and how it's set up. Look at the fine writing behind it and pay attention. But yeah, that's gonna be us. But as we got kind of passionate about it. I'm not gonna lie. We love it. We love it. We love it, though. That's us here at Brahmigos Podcast. Oh, and don't forget, whenever you need a little bit of energy, we are sponsored by W. That's DUBBY. Code is usually going to either pop up on screen or I'm going to make sure that it's in the description. Code Brahmigos Pod. 10% off. Get you some W. Jitterless formula. Great stuff. Get your energy pumping. They also have it now in canned drinks that you can buy. And they also have a hydration one that's with no caffeine in it at all. Get you some W. Get you some extra energy going. And with that being said, Rob, let's go ahead and get up out of here, Rob. Take us out.
All right, good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Hope y'all love this show. Of course, tell us about it. Tell us how you feel. Like whatever you got. Like I, try to put up random questions, whenever I can on our Twitter page. We gonna try to do TikToks and all that more often.
Yeah.
Brother been tired. Can't front with you. Like if y'all want me to do more, if y'all really like what you see, I'm gonna do like the PBS telethon, like just put a little money in the collection plate.
Yeah,
like
put a little bit.
Give us something, and we'll basically give you more content.
There
absolutely, we will.
But love you guys.
Man, absolutely. Have a great weekend. Thank y'all.
We out. Peace. Brahmigos Podcast. You see it at the bottom. Brahmigos Pod. Twitter, TikTok. We out. YouTube. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Brahmigos Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.